Do you think that monogamy might be one of the reasons why men are not exhibiting their full potential? The controversy. I don't want you
Or is
to.
that
I
really
don't
now start thinking,
want.
am I okay with living
Mm-hmm.
the lives of 23 women's
No, 20 is far. Let's.
sounds nice, but you living for
For one person.
even living your own life.
Your life.
Yo,
Because
Islamiyat.
before we go far,
Every morning you
your
don't
own
say
life.
this is my life.
When you're down and you feel there's nowhere to go, no one around to talk you through this burden you hold, you don't have to hold it back. Together we will fight this fire inside. So come into this place we have where we can share everything. It's talking therapy.
Blast over 98.3, your generational radio. It's Tuesday morning, the 11th hour miracle. Have you heard about the 11th hour miracle?
Yes.
Have you heard about the
I
11th hour?
don't think it holds any significance, but
Don't say it doesn't. Don't let them come for you. It holds.
when I said it, I'm not sure what it is. But I just like the only thing I like about the 11/11 is when you are writing it. But now I don't write dates anymore, so it's like
We don't write anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Like
I
we
still
don't.
write them.
We don't exactly fill
I still
forms
write
with
the
dates.
journal.
no, but I don't write like the
Journaling.
dates.
Yeah.
I don't write the dates.
You don't date.
I just write anything.
If it's a physical journal, you have to write the
The
date. But
moment
if it's
that-
a digital journal, it automatically has date on it.
That's
No,
true.
even if I'm writing in a journal, I don't like to. I don't know. I don't like to because I feel like if I'm writing the dates, it feels more like a task. So it doesn't like because I like to be very spontaneous.
Because
It's just
here's
like
the thing, I think about journaling. Sorry, guys. That's what I think about journaling, and I probably this is how I process it. Because my friend read one of my journals, and he was like, "I like what's wrong with you." Because you know why? I write down everything where I'm at in the moment, what I'm doing, what my thoughts are in that moment. Like, because you want to go back and read that, and you don't remember.
When
But that's
in
what
the exact.
what you read is what you remember. So I make sure to detail everything. What time of day I wrote that down. Right? I look at the clock.
Yeah.
This is how I start my journal. Day of the week. Like write the date, write the day, then check the time, write the time, right where I'm at the moment. If I'm lying down, I'm writing that I'm lying down.
Wow.
If I'm sitting, I'm writing that. Now that's how I approach it. Really. I'm weird.
Wow.
Very interesting.
That's a lot of work.
it's a lot of work. So
Well-
for me, I'm always like when I'm writing, especially when I feel like I want to write down my thoughts. I don't really like to like say, oh, I want to write the date or the whatever. So when I'm looking at it like later, I'll just be like, what is this that I did? So most times I don't end up reading it like immediately, even for months or even years. It might take me like a year to go back to it and be like, why did I write this and why what's
Exactly.
this?
Or is that
So I
you
don't
like
really-
read it? Do you go back to read?
I don't really read it all the time. I don't read it. I don't go
I
back
used
to
to-
read it all the time.
That's the melancholy.
When I
part
used
of
to
all
write,
that.
I
I
used
just
to
go
read.
when I feel like when
That's
I don't really
melancholy.
have maybe sometimes I just feel like I just want to like be in touch with myself again. That's when
Yeah.
I go back to it. Like most times I don't really go. So I just know that I keep it. I know where I keep all of those things,
Mhm.
and I don't. It's not something that I do very regularly. I just do it on some days, and I just like I just want to. So I think I've only been able to like journal every day for like 1 week before, and it was like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. So yes. So the thing that I do sometimes when I feel like I just need to urgently write something down and I don't have like a pen and paper or whatever, I'll just write it on my phone. I'll just be like, yada, 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 yeah. Yes. Thank you very much for coming. And when I just go back and I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay.
At least
But I don't read it all the
Can I
time.
give you something else that's interesting?
Okay.
That I used to unpack my emotions is audio recordings.
Ooh, I used to do that.
Yeah.
So you open your voice. So
Voice
iPhones
memo.
are so fun. Hey Siri, start a voice memo,
Mm.
and I just talk.
Yeah, I think I prefer audio than write.
So
And then
I
I go
used
back
to
and
do that a
listen.
lot, but I
Yeah.
think I used to do that at one point when I did not find my voice cringe.
It's still the same
So I used to.
version of
Oh.
me writing.
But we use your radio voice.
And I'm just talking to myself. I don't care. So, but typically, I don't have a radio voice. I talk the same way in person.
That's true.
It depends.
Actually.
It depends on like the emotions that I'm expressing. When I'm expressing deep emotions, it bother enunciate.
Mm.
You know, it's the
Yeah.
people like to call it accent. I don't. It's just how I talk. So it enunciates more when I do that. But so it's the same way.
Mm.
Say I'm feeling very emotional, it's overwhelming. I think I'm not able to write it down.
Mhm.
So it's the same thing. I'm taking a walk. I'm recording.
Mm.
Because look at people, doctors and scientists who document
Yeah.
if you see
Yeah.
clearly.
Yeah.
So that's how you. So time, date, what you're doing, then you proceed.
I still don't. I do videos now.
Yeah.
So I do videos now sometimes when I feel like very, very overwhelmed. So what I do with voice memo is like mostly ideas. So sometimes I get ideas and I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to write this thing down. And I don't want to write. So I'll just record and say, oh, so the girl went. So when I'm listening to it again, I know what it is. But if I don't document it at all, I would forget it entirely. But for anytime I'm feeling very overwhelmed like that, I just make a video. I'll just make a video. I'll just be like, oh yeah. So this and that. So I keep it in a place where I don't see it all the time. And then sometimes I go to look at it and I'm like, why did you do that? But yeah, I think videos are the ones that I started doing. And I started doing it this year, actually. I started doing it this year.
Mhm.
So I have it in a place where I don't see it all the time. I just keep it hidden. Like, okay, go. Nobody must check my phone and see that I was doing this. But I did that. So whenever I would just feel like it is a bit overwhelmed, I'll just make a video. I'm like, all right, now I don't feel very good. But I don't do the thing with the date and the time, though.
Right.
I don't do that because I feel like it to make you feel like, oh, I have to do it every time I have to do it. And then it to just take the fun away from me. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
that's it.
Very interesting. Well, I'm a blessed man this week. Well, if you wonder what's happening, this is Talking Therapy right here on Blast Number 98.3 with Dr. Michaels. Every Tuesday morning, we make these conversations happen. We show you what therapy looks like. We give you an idea into what it's like to have an open and honest conversation on the radio. Good to have you join us again, Dr. Michael.
Thank you. Then happy nomination, or what should we say? Future award.
Yes. Thank you very much. I'm very excited. My friends texted me. I posted a video of like a recap of the event.
Yeah,
One of my friends in the comment section was like, I know they see her for your bio. Future Awards nominee.
Yeah, you said you were going to.
I said I was going to do that. I already have it. I was just trying to like, I have a lot on my plate. So I will definitely adjust my profile and put it there so that everybody will see. But it's a wonderful experience to see, to even get that recognition,
Yeah.
you know, at that global level, you know,
Mhm.
people, and just seeing the atmosphere, being among people that are also like top of their game in the food chain, and it's just very exciting. And I
Yeah.
need to also begin to understand that I'm on that level.
Now,
Yes.
the psychological stuff.
Yeah, I need to psychologically put my head in that
So
headspace.
you're no
that-
longer the same.
Yes, that I'm also like, I'm at the level where I can actually like speak to the industry.
Right.
Yeah, because at the award, it was more about what is about the industry. What about the industry? That most of the questions I was getting was about the industry, and I was like, okay, I need to begin to work in that mindset
Right.
now that I'm not just the everyday Nigerian radio presenter anymore, or not a personality, but I also I'm a voice that people want to listen to or people want to hear his thoughts and opinion about. So yeah, I'm working on that.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It's an interesting one. But this month of November is Men's Health Month.
Yeah.
And men's health is one that we don't talk about a lot. You know, I realized that, you know, if you go to a regular store, pharmacies, you see all this collagen for women and all of that
Mm-hmm.
regularly just everywhere, you know. There's very few times, and then the only things that they have for men is all the herbal bitters.
The way
You know, and for women, there's like this collagen, there is a gum, something collagen, gummy bears, and all those things. And it got me thinking, you know, when I was trying to process this whole men's health thing, and I started thinking on how we don't talk about a lot of things for men. Maybe, and I don't want to say that maybe the knowledge is not out. There are not a lot of, maybe there are not a lot of people talking about it. For example, Kegel exercise. Kegel exercise is a very important exercise for men.
Very, very.
But you know that there are very few videos that are available for men to watch of how the exercise goes. In fact, you have to pay.
In fact, do you know that on my show, on my YouTube, I'm going to bring a physiotherapist.
Yeah. to show
and talk about
about
that
it.
girl.
So because I started seeing a lot of videos of it popped up on my tail. I was like, okay, let me even go.
You're right. They're not much.
And I realized that it is monetized. So it means that whoever discovered discovered it, monetized it. So they took it off free platforms.
Yeah.
So, and for women, when it comes to their health, there are over 1,000 videos.
I have one.
Like the one Islamiyat did.
I have one thing to say about. I think, when it comes to women's health, every day women discover like things about their bodies and they talk about it. So I feel like for men, if you are not talking about it, if you as a man, you're not talking about it, who is going to come up? So women realize that there's some things that maybe even doctors will talk about their bodies, and that's not how it is. That's not how they feel.
Yeah.
So they kind of like just start doing something about it. They just say, oh, is there another lady that feels this way? There's something that you use. So they start up like the conversations about it. I mean, I don't really see men talk about it. So maybe you guys are not, maybe you guys are okay. But for women, when it comes to women's health, I don't think that there's a lot of research being made, because every day there's just always something that comes up. But there's just conversation that women start.
More conversations around.
Because we talk about, we say, oh, is there another woman out there that is feeling the same way that I am? And, we try to figure out something that can make it better. That's what I think.
Women were not even properly diagnosed, properly treated.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that in the beginning, they always imagined the medical or science was based off of the man's bodies. I recently was learning some things about like what being premenopausal, being menopausal, and all of this, what it was. And I'm like, how come nobody knew this in the beginning? You just assume that you are being a whiny woman if you have certain complaints.
Even for there was something about orgasms and how they used to treat it as a case of mental illness for a female.
Hysteria.
So like
it's called
like,
hysteria. Yeah.
So I feel like it's a lot.
So it's really like I said, the thing that men thrived off of in the beginning is the thing that's killing them now.
Right.
Which is
why these conversations are important. So when the thoughts of the men's health started coming, I started looking at what is available to women and what is available to men. All right. And yes, it is in the speaking, is in the avenues that these things are happening.
Right.
There's a lot of also miseducation even among women in terms of some of these things about them and their health and all of that. But for men, it's like it's an isolated conversation.
Yeah.
We are not talking about it as much. The conversation is one that just doesn't get the front seat. So I recently was speaking to a doctor friend, and he was talking to us about. So we're telling him about how we're taking our time before we have kids and all of that. And he was like, okay, I know you guys want to take your time, but he's like, as a medical doctor, I want to advise you to not take your time.
Why?
He said that he doesn't know what is in our atmosphere. He doesn't know if it's the radiation we're exposed to, but fertility is an issue among Black people now than ever before, right? And it's not a function of your sperms are not viable or your wife cannot conceive. It's just something is wrong with our atmosphere, and he cannot exactly tell me what to place is responsible for it.
Okay.
So he kept going on and as to why this conversation is important and how a lot of men need to even go and do. And by the way, if you're young and you're married and you've been trying to have a baby for about a year, he suggested that every man should go and do I can't remember the word exactly, but I think it's a semen test. I don't know the exact name he called it, but there's a test that you can do that can ascertain the quality of your sperm as a man.
Yeah.
And then they can now medically advise what you should do. That please, and he kept saying that the government needs to put a ban on herbal drinks that are out there. He kept emphasizing on how that is going to destroy a lot of men, and he's destroying a lot of issues. So it got me thinking on men are going through things. One of the reasons why some of these manpower drinks are thriving is because men are not opening up and talking.
Yeah.
And they are looking for alternatives to solve their problems. Instead of talking to their friend or their spouses, they'll be like, oh, this is what is going on. They just surf the internet and then they find this. And there's this guy that has been able to exploit the vulnerability of Nigerian men in terms of that thing. And my doctor friend was really angry as to why. I was like, why are you not making a video about it? It was like, it's not, it doesn't feel like he should. But he only, this is a fertility doctor I'm talking of now. He's a specialty in fertility. And he kept going on and on. And I was like, but you should be making videos about these things now. And because it was our house when we were making videos. I was like, hey, you should make videos about these things and all that. And he kept saying, no, it's not his place. And lots of people are suffering from these things. And there's needs for more conversations around. And it speaks to a bigger problem. Men not opening up.
Exactly my point. Like mental health is mental health. There's a connection between mental health and physical health, and I feel that it should not be taken for granted. And so even as we watch out for our physical health, it's very, very important. Like we discover every single day that there's a strong connection between mental health and physical health. So what I'm going to say is, what's your mindset about fertility?
Okay.
What's your mindset about sex?
Okay.
What's your mindset about marriage?
Okay.
What's your mindset about women? Because even psychological issues as unimportant as they sound, they can also affect ejaculation. Bringing about premature ejaculation. So that just goes a long way to show how important our mental health is.
Absolutely.
So I feel that there has to be a lot of quality education on mental health generally. What do you know? Having adequate information about your male reproductive system, having adequate information about relationship with women, marriage, and the rest like that, and all these things will then now augment or help our physical health. That's what I'm going to say. I feel that people hardly think about or review their mindsets or their belief system about marriage.
Okay.
You just feel, I just get married, I'll just have sex, and then I will have children.
And I have children. Yeah.
It doesn't go that way.
By the way, I think that maybe it has changed now, but for the longest,
right?
When in church, for those of us that grew up in church, when they say, if you're looking for the fruit of the womb, come outside, it was always women that would come outside. And whereas the women might not be the problem, it might be the man's sperm not, viable enough to be able to, do what is right in the woman's.
And then if you want to get married, you're not even thinking about how many children do I want to have.
That's a good question.
Because it then forces you to start thinking. Like, what's the gender like? And then you just say, any child that God wants to give me. That's not the right approach.
Yeah.
The right approach is, okay, so how many children do I want to have? Or how many children do we want to have?
Yeah.
And then what's the gender? Don't say any gender available in heaven. Oh God.
And there are people that actually know the gender of I know a man who, because he wanted a male child, but I don't even think God blessed him with a male child at the end of the day, because he had 5 girls.
Yeah, because these things have to be like repeated. Yeah. Like you have to think about it consistently. Like, why do you want a male child? Why do you want a female child?
Yeah.
Do you even know what it takes to take care of a female child? Do you know what it feels like? Do you know what it takes to take care of a male child? So all those things need to be in our mental health. We need to constantly think about it.
Yeah.
And me thinking about, like, I already knew that Islamiyat was going to come for morning show. I already knew. I already had picture. And then when I saw her this morning, that's how powerful our mental health is. So the question is, are we using it on a daily basis to our advantage?
Yeah.
Or are we not?
So there's a lot of understanding that comes and knowledge exposure.
Yeah.
That comes to this conversation of mental health. And how can men who have been, because there are a lot of men who do not have friends.
Yeah.
Yes, we don't talk about that enough. That there are a lot of men who are lone rangers.
Yeah.
They move alone, they work alone.
Mhm.
Nobody visits them in their house. There is
Mhm.
nobody really calling to check in on them
Mhm.
to know how they are doing.
Mm.
For men who are lone rangers, and please, by all means, you can be part of this conversation. You can send us a text, a WhatsApp message, a voice note, or put a call through to us on 0811 183 1983, 081 11 83 1983. And so, men who are lone rangers, men who work alone, who have found a way to do life by themselves, and even within marriage, they are doing life by themselves, even in the context of marriage. They're not trying to burden anybody, but they are also struggling with a lot of things. Where is the first place you wanted to start processing things from?
Yeah. First of all, being a person could be very, like, there's a lot of responsibility attached to it.
Yeah.
Let alone being a man in an African society, where there's a lot of pressure on being a man. But the first thing you want to do is, like, we all have 4 temperaments. 2 are predominant. So, like, Oyiza now is melancholy choleric. That's the quiet part, and then choleric, that's the extrovert part. I know that Islamiyat, I've been analyzing her. But yeah, but I know that she's a thinker. People underestimate her. She's quiet, but there's an extrovert part of her. For men, you need to know which 2 predominant temperaments you have, and then do you have one to be the introvert and then one to be the extrovert? That then helps you. Like, now, because you guys now are reserved.
Yeah.
You Islamiyat is reserved. Daniel is also reserved. So, like, getting to know myself helps me a lot to be able to navigate, because each temperament has weaknesses and strengths. So, getting to know why I'm quiet or why I'm gentle, because there's a difference between being quiet and being gentle. So, getting to know that, and then getting to also know that once in a while I just have an outburst, and then getting to know why that is that, and then which one is primary, which one is secondary. So that means the primary one is usually the one that is usually on much than the secondary.
So maybe you're always quiet is primary,
Yeah.
and then having outbursts occasionally is secondary.
Yeah. So that then helps you. It helps you even knowing which woman to ask out. It also helps you to know how to spend your day, because people who are primarily reserved draw their energy more from solitude. So you cannot now say, because who's an extrovert now? Like, you now say because that person is always going out, just went to Davido's concert, I say, me too, I will go. And then you now see all the videos, you now say, I'm missing. Day to day, we say, you are missing, you did not come. But you did not miss. You didn't miss anything. It's not your own. You just lying on your bed and watching the videos.
It's enough.
Is enough for you.
Yeah.
But extroverts, they will never accept. How can you just be on the bed watching videos when you're supposed to be there? How can the video come to your city and you will not be there? Well, so I think setting time aside to know myself helps a lot, to be able to know who am I, and then I'm able to now navigate. And then the thing is, if you are primarily quiet and then secondarily an extrovert, when you now meet somebody who is quiet, the extrovert part of you now tries to overshadow your quiet part, and then you now start talking more, and then it now affects authenticity, originality. Normally, you would not fill in the gap when there's, those awkward moments. But because the other person is quiet, you now start doing that. Why not just become quiet? The other person is quiet, you should become quiet. And then when it's time to talk, the other person will talk. And we guys, we do that a lot. When the lady is just quiet, we are tempted to always feel it. Okay, so how are you? Have you eaten? So I think being confident, knowing yourself helps you to be confident. So you're not going to be pressured to becoming somebody else.
Interesting.
So I want to talk about, because I still believe that. I don't know why, but men don't talk about, I can't talk about what the man is going through because I have no idea what you're going through. I know what I'm going through as a woman, so I talk about it all the time and I don't care. I'll talk about it anywhere. But I feel like for men, there's always that thing. And I want to, I'm wondering if it's because of like, maybe like this shame that is attached to it. Because there's also this thing where it's like, oh, as a man, you're not supposed to talk so much. If you're talking so much, I know I have a friend that used to talk a lot as a child. He's a guy, he used to talk a lot as a child. And he says a lot of people used to tell him, shut up, it's okay. They used to make him feel somehow. And then there's some guys that are effeminate as well. And from other guys, that makes you feel like, oh, you're not supposed to actually do this. You're not manly if you're talking about your emotions as a man. You're not supposed to feel as a... So I'm wondering why. And I'm wondering if you think that men are being more open to talking about all of these things. Because again, the conversations need to be had. If there's nobody talking about it, we assume that there's nothing that is happening. But something is definitely happening.
Yeah.
Because we are going to Nigeria together.
Yeah, when you're with your girl or with your woman, it changes somehow. But when you're just on your own, more like, how will I even say, when you're with your woman, women really want you to be, maybe generally, they want you to like be their rock and just like that. So there's always that principle of men not talking too much when they're with their women. It kind of helps us to occupy our space very well. But that doesn't stop us from talking. When you're with your woman and you are talking and your woman is talking, it looks somehow. The woman also might even get uncomfortable. Like, we can't both be talking, except if the woman is also like doesn't talk much. But there's also that aspect of men, the long and short of it is be yourself, know who you are. And if you are an extrovert, keep talking. But you don't want to now be somebody else just for the sake of the other person. Surrounding ourselves with people that believe in us will really help us to be ourselves. So I think the question with men not talking is we don't really surround ourselves with the right... we don't do try and error like you guys do. You guys do try and error maybe like for 20 years, and then you now get to know who is the right person for me. We don't really do that much. And Daniel has jollof men. And you must count yourself to be one of the fortunate men. We don't really have that kind of relationship.
Yeah.
Well, I also would like to talk about, you mentioned about the way mental health would affect your physical health.
Yes.
Definitely, obviously. If you're not feeling very good inside your mind, your body is going to... One of the ways I know that I'm not feeling very good is if my health is suffering. Probably I'm having headaches for like days. I know that there's something wrong. It's not usually because I have malaria or I have typhoid or any other thing. It's usually because of the way my mind is. So I have that thing that happens.
Is your mom a nurse or the dad is a doctor?
No. My mom wanted to be a nurse, if that counts. But she did not pass her exam. Sorry, mommy.
Did your mother catch you straight?
She's always talking about wanting to be a nurse, but I bet she didn't pass her exam. So she wanted my sister to be a nurse, but she didn't want to be a nurse.
Sorry, you're not getting my carrots through me.
So she wants to be a nurse. But well, I can't say it's too late for her, because I don't think she probably passed the exam now too. But well,
second time.
Sorry, I'm so sorry about this. But I was talking about that aspect,
right?
Because it's a big deal that you have a lot of men that are also going through some of this. Apart from the whole sexual life thing, but the health, like the having like maybe falling sick or something like that and everything. So I want you to also talk about, because for me, again, I believe so much in talking about some of these things. And you said something about finding people that actually believe in you, which is not something that a lot of people have, which obviously is very important to your mental health. So for men now, how do you now make sure that you are able to take care of yourself in a way that your physical health will not suffer, just apart from your sexual life as well, that your physical health will also not suffer? Because you cannot do anything if you don't feel very good. You will just realize that you're doing the same thing and it's just like you're dancing around like a circle and you're just coming back to the same point over and over again. And of course, this affects performance as well when it comes to like work. which is why it's like, oh, I'm stuck. I'm
Mhm.
not moving up. I'm just in the same space. I'm just this. I'm just that. So me, I just want it to be like some sort of what would I admonition now to like maybe like the guys that suffer because of this, because I mean their mental health suffer, and also the importance of trying to figure yourself out mentally for the sake of your physical health, for the sake of your life generally. So maybe like some sort of admonition to like the guys now.
Yeah, I think we need to leave that the concept that society has about men. We need to leave that canopy if we really, really want the best for ourselves as men. That's the false whatever that we have been placed is not working. We need to come out and be real. We need to come out and express ourselves and be ourselves and just throw away whatever African culture or community, as rich as African culture is. I think there are some negative aspects. So I feel that we need to review those things and stop saying African ancestors, they did well. Were you there? Were you there?
Our forefathers never used to act like this.
Were you there?
They were not like, they were strong men.
Is it not from Nollywood that you gather?
You gather your forefathers' experience.
So I think we need to, is a major, we need to literally drop it and like move away from it and just be ourselves and review, because we are trying to look at the past through Nollywood, through the eyes of Nollywood. And don't forget, that's a movie. If our traditional rulers, with due respect to them, can organize the kind of stuff where we get to have a adequate information of what really took place, then it will then help us to have an objective.
Do we even need to ask? I think from some of the things that already that we've heard from history, like the way there were wars and the way some people were treated and whatever.
Imagine.
I know that
going to war.
The person is not okay.
It's not okay
because there's no way you are doing this.
Exactly.
There's no way you are selling somebody for mere peanuts as somebody that is very fine in the head. Are you good?
Exactly.
So I feel like there's some choices from history. You already know that. This person was not good, but I don't think that's what they would call it. They would just call it some sort of like masculinity.
Yeah.
He was a strong man. She was a strong woman. You don't know why that person is acting like that.
Yes. I have a controversial question because of our time this morning. It's a very controversial question.
Yeah.
And it is highly debatable.
Okay.
I was listening to Mentality. It's a podcast by Ebuka.
Ebuka.
And there's a part of the podcast where they started talking about monogamy.
Yeah.
And it crossed my mind. I said I was going to ask, which is, do you think that monogamy might be one of the reasons why men are not exhibiting their full potential? That's the safest way to put the question. You see, I say it's a controversy. I don't want you to. I don't want the first reaction to. I don't want the first reaction to be that. But
she's going for a red carpet now.
Yeah, but when we think of the conversation around monogamy and how it's the concept around it, some have made us think that monogamy was a white man's idea and all of that. But can we begin to explore the conversation around monogamy and see if maybe monogamy is not meant or is not for everybody? And how some men might for them to be in their full potential, might not necessarily need to be in a monogamous relationship.
Okay, so it's not really about like
it's a controversial thing.
It's not really about potential or something. It's about like what is marriage. Marriage is you getting someone to be with you to live your life forever, and for you to also live the person's life forever. Now, if a man marries 19 wives, that's you living the lives of 19 women, and then they also living your life. I feel you are going 19 women living your life with you sounds like a very nice one, but where it now becomes weird, becomes weird. 19 lives. So the question now is that okay with you
to live 19 lives?
So is that if it is okay? My brother, why not? But if you just have one wife, you're just going to live that person's life with that person. And so if you don't really like stress, or don't let me say you don't like stress, but if you need to know what works for you. I think that's what having a conversation and saying polygamy or monogamy is good or bad may not be a good one, but explaining it that way then drives us home and then makes us to now start thinking, am I okay with living the lives of 23 women's
No, 23 is far. Let's
You can marry
two
two.
women.
You can marry two. You can marry 23.
the people with 6 wives.
so if you can marry two,
You
can
know,
you live their lives
their
with
lives
them?
with them.
You that you don't even you are even having issues with somebody living in your private space. You start shouting that's my pen, that's my box, that's my stuff. Now you have two people living in your life. Can you handle it? Can you accommodate it? So the question starts from self-discovery.
As we are thinking about it. As if you are trying to think if you can actually handle it.
No, I can't.
Okay.
No. I'm fine the way I am.
So I think we should just leave the discussion to people. Like, if you think you can handle it, why not go for polygamy?
Yeah.
But if you think one person is okay, I have a lot to do in my life.
Yeah.
So you can't judge people and
Yes.
say. So I like what you said. Right? Some people is for mentally speaking. Some people may be able to handle it, and if they're having issues too, they will not talk. The people in polygamy,
They wouldn't.
they will want to talk. They are talking.
Finding out.
I'll find out on the internet.
Yeah, finding out on the internet. So, yeah.
I will not lie. It's a lot of work.
It is.
Living the life of two women. I mean, them living your life sounds nice, but you living for
one person.
even living your own life.
Your life. Because
It's like that.
That's when we go fast.
Every morning you
Living
go
your
say,
life.
"This is my
There are
life."
days where you can't stand yourself.
Yes.
Why did I do that? Why am I acting like this?
Exactly.
And then you now say that you want to stand like people that are raised from different backgrounds.
Then you are there like 3, 4, 5,
Nobody will
6.
tell you anything.
Jesus.
What if just maybe is in the responsibility that that you are
Which
able
responsibility are you
to
responsible?
be in full capacity to be yourself.
Yeah.
And the ability to take on more responsibility helps you to be more of who you are.
Well,
That is why you have a wife and a child that you're going to be responsible for outside of yourself. That's why you have friends that you're going to be responsible for outside of yourself. Because I think we also do not include that in the quality of life that we live. And the friends that we have, we are also responsible for. You're also responsible for your extended family. There's a lot of responsibilities. Now multiply that responsibility times each person that you have added to the number.
Jesus. But you still need to leave it out to each person. Like, do you have the capacity? What do you want?
What do you want? Well, Dr. Michael, it's been a fine morning.
Yeah.
I want to thank you so much for doing this with us again
you.
today. We'll do this again next week, Tuesday.
Right.
And right here on the Blast Rise. But for now, more great music coming your way. On the other side at 10 o'clock would be Tuesday, right here on the radio.
Are you ready to talk?